All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into it, folks. Joker, Folie à Deux, that psychological thriller that's got everyone talking. We're going deep on this one, unpacking that ending, what the fans are saying, what it all means. Especially if you're like me and you love a film that really gets under your skin.
Yeah, it's really interesting the buzz around this one, even before it came out, right?
Yeah.
All the casting rumors, the whole musical thing. People have thoughts.
They sure did. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix back as Arthur, this time with Lady Gaga, Harley Quinn herself.
And it just goes deeper, right? The themes, the mental illness, the isolation, even just what it means to be someone, to have an identity. Heavy
It's
stuff.
not your average superhero flick, that's for sure. And it really got people going. That Rotten Tomato score, barely over 30%. Critics and fans totally split. So yeah, we're diving into a divisive one, and it's going to be good.
That's why we're here, right? Unravel it all. Why this film? Why such strong reactions? And why are they so different?
Exactly. So quick recap for anyone who hasn't seen it. Arthur's on trial for those murders from the first film, right? Deemed mentally unfit, but still, he's facing judgment. Locked up in Arkham, and it's not pretty.
No. The film doesn't hold back on the brutality of that environment, the way Arthur's treated. It's really hard to watch.
And it's in this whole messed up situation that he meets Lady Gaga's character, Lee. And get this, during music therapy, talk about an unconventional first date.
It's a really interesting setting, right? You've got music therapy, supposed to be healing, therapeutic, and that's where he encounters Lee, who, as we learn, is drawn to the chaos, not the man himself.
Exactly. They connect, or he thinks they do, over this shared sense of trauma. But twist. Lee's been spinning a web of lies, completely obsessed with Joker, not Arthur, which of course explodes during the trial.
And that trial scene, it's like a microcosm of the whole mental illness conversation. Arthur's lawyer trying to use his state as a defense, but the system trying to define it, judge it. It shows just how complex mental illness really is, how easily it's misunderstood.
Okay, so picture this. Courtroom, packed, right? Witnesses from Arthur's past, all that pain coming back up, the pressure's on, he's even off his meds, and then, boom, car bomb right outside. Chaos. Absolute pandemonium. And Arthur, he sees his escape.
Total turning point right there. The courtroom, this symbol of order, justice, it literally crumbles, mirroring what's happening inside Arthur. It's not just action, it's visual, that internal struggle boiling over.
And who's waiting for him in all this wreckage? Lee, of course. But she's not there to rescue him. She's furious. He basically threw Joker under the bus back in the courtroom, and she fell for the mask, not the man. Plus this whole pregnancy thing. Is she lying? Isn't she? The film doesn't give you a straight answer.
And that's intentional. It makes you question her, right? Her whole story, is she projecting? Is any of it real?
Prison break, heartbroken, maybe baby daddy. You'd think it can't get crazier. But then Arthur's back in Arkham being escorted down this hallway, and another inmate stops him, wants to tell him a joke. Seems harmless enough, you'd think.
Right. The film sets you up, makes you think it's a moment of connection, which makes what happens next.
Brutal. The inmate just stabs him multiple times. And it's graphic, it's disturbing. You're left thinking this place was supposed to be helping him, wasn't it?
It really makes you question the whole system, right?
Yeah.
The violence within the institution. Is there even such a thing as safety for someone like Arthur? Or is it just a cycle? He's trapped.
And just when you think it can't get any more messed up, they focus on the inmate. He's carving that Joker smile onto his own face. Fade to black.
Chilling. That image, it's what you're left with. Did Arthur die? Did the inmate act alone? They don't tell you, and you know what? It's supposed to be that way. It's supposed to make you think.
And then you've got Todd Phillips, the director, right? He throws more wood on the fire, saying Arthur finds peace at the end. He's finally himself. What does that even mean for a guy like Arthur Fleck?
Yeah, peace. Not the first word you think of with the Joker. And that's what we're going to get into next. Loaded word, right? Peace. For Arthur, a guy who's practically drowning in chaos, does it even make sense?
Right. Is it like he's finally free, all that pain just gone? Or is it more messed up than that? Like, did he finally become the chaos?
See, that's the thing about Phillips saying that. It makes you go back and question the whole thing. Does knowing what he meant actually change what you watched?
Makes you think, right? Does a director's intention make the movie better, or does it take something away from the viewer? Like, can't we decide for ourselves what it means? What do you think?
It's a good question and not an easy answer. Some folks, they want the director's commentary, adds depth,
Mm-hmm.
But others, maybe they feel like it's being spelled out for them, takes the mystery away. I think it really depends on the person, how much they care about what the director thought.
Totally. There's not a right answer. And let's be real, that ambiguity, it's kind of Joker's whole deal, isn't it?
For sure. That world, sanity, madness, it's all blurred. You never know what's real.
Which brings us to the other big player in all this, Harley Quinn. We talked about Arthur, his whole journey. What about Lee? After that last scene on those steps, where does she go?
That's the thing. They leave it open, which is actually really effective. She walks away. Seems like she's breaking free, right? But you got to wonder, did she? How much did Arthur change her? Is she really free of him, or is that darkness still with her?
I mean, she saw it all. The violence, everything he did. She was into it for a while, even helped him. Hard to imagine she comes out of that the same person.
And that's where Lady Gaga really nails it. You see flashes of Harley, right? That playful energy, the messed up sense of humor. But underneath it all, there's this vulnerability, this pain. Gaga lets you see how much it cost her, being close to Arthur.
Yeah, it's different. Other Harlequins, they're almost cartoonish, over the top, crazy. This one feels more real, more human. I don't know, even relatable in a way.
I think that's what makes it so fascinating.
Yeah.
Like, what makes a Harley Quinn? Is she born that way, or is it something that happens, trauma, a bad relationship? Is that all it takes?
So by making her more grounded, Folie à Deux makes us think. How easy is it to lose yourself, especially in a place like Gotham?
Exactly. That line between normal and not normal, it gets blurry. And that brings us to the biggest impact this film had. How people reacted, and man, did they have feelings about it.
Yeah, you said it. People had opinions all over Twitter, Facebook. It was wild.
And that's what's so interesting, right? The film itself, it's like a puzzle. Then you've got the director dropping these little hints, and then the audience trying to figure it all out.
I feel like everyone left the theater with a completely different movie in their heads.
And that's a good thing. In a way, it's not just entertainment. It makes you think. It stays with you. It does its job.
Okay, so let's get into it. What were people actually saying?
Well, on the one hand, you had people praising the film, the
Right.
boldness, taking on mental illness, that social angle, the whole question of who we are, plus the acting, Gaga especially. People loved her Harley. And visually, the music, it was stunning.
Oh, the music, for sure. Those scenes, they were almost like fever dreams. So well done.
Exactly. They add to that whole feeling of unease, that you're never quite sure what's real and what's not, which, fits.
But then there's the other side of the coin, and it's a lot of coins.
Yeah.
People did not hold back on the criticism.
Right. Some people, they just wanted answers. A neat little bow on top. On this film, not a chance. Others, the violence was too much, just gratuitous. And the music, some felt like it took them out of the story, not deeper into it.
It's like you either loved it or you hated it. No in between. So what's up with that? Why such strong reactions either way?
I think it goes back to what we were talking about before, the ambiguity, the open-endedness. It's like a mirror. People bring their own stuff to it, their own experiences, their own anxieties. And when those interpretations clash, things get heated.
So it becomes more than just a movie. It's a conversation about how we see the world, how we deal with stuff that makes us uncomfortable.
Exactly. And that's the beauty of art, right? There's no right answer. It's about how it makes you feel, what you take away from it. And sometimes the best art, it's the stuff that makes us squirm a little, makes us think about the stuff we'd rather not.
So here we are, end of the deep dive. We've talked about the film, what the director intended, what the fans thought, and I gotta say, I've got more questions now than when we started.
Maybe,
Yeah.
but isn't that kind of the point? That's what makes Joker, Folie à Deux, stick with you. It's a conversation starter, a film you can't just watch and forget.
We said it at the start. This film got people talking, and that's what we want to keep doing. So tell us, what did you think? Arthur at the end, was it really peace? Or is there more to the story? Hit us up on social media. Let's keep this going. And until next time, happy diving.